Shalom Aleichem Rabotai, Tu B'Shvat Sameach. Mishnah continues in the third chapter, Eiruvin, Mishnah 7. Rabbi Yehuda Omer. Rabbi Yehuda says, Rosh Hashanah shchaya yere shema titaber. Rosh Hashanah, and you're worried she might be pregnant. What this means, Rabbosai, is the Jewish months can be either 29 or 30 days long. And this was based on Re'iyat HaChodesh, on seeing the new moon, seeing that first sliver of the new moon. The two witnesses would come to Beis Din. They would say, Mekudesh, Mekudesh. We're going to learn all about this in Masechet Rosh Hashanah, Bezrat Hashem. And what if Av, right before Elul, was 30 days? Then we would have 2 days, potentially, of Rosh Chodesh Elul, of Rosh Hashanah. Now we're going to learn in Masechet Rosh Hashanah in detail that we always make a 2-day Rosh Hashanah, and this was based on a concern that the witnesses would come late in the day on Erev Rosh Hashanah, on the last day of Av, and people wouldn't know necessarily that that was sanctified as a first day of Rosh Chodesh, of Rosh Hashanah as well, and there was a concern they might mess up the Leviim from having the proper Hashir, the proper Tehillim in the Beis HaMikdash. They didn't know exactly if it was Rosh Chodesh, Rosh Hashanah or not. So because of these, we're going to see we always keep 2 days of Rosh Hashanah, even in Eretz Yisrael, but there's a machlokas here, what the situation is of these 2 days. Are they one long day, or are they 2 separate days with separate Kedushot? So Rabbi Yehuda here holds the latter, that they're 2 separate Kedushot, because he says here in the Mishnah, Me'arav Adam Shnei Eiruvin. You can make 2 separate Eruv Techumin, V'omer, Eruvi V'rishon L'mizrach. My first day, Eruv is to the east, V'sheni L'marav. My second day is to the west, B'rishon L'marav, V'sheni L'mizrach, or vice versa. Or he could say, Eruvi B'rishon, I want to rely on my Eruv Techumin to go a certain direction on the first day of Rosh Hashanah, V'sheni K'v'ne'iri. The second day, I will have the default Tehum of my regular city, or Eruvi B'sheni, Rishon V'nei Eri, or vice versa. So he holds there's 2 separate days, and have 2 separate Kedushot, but the Mishnah concludes, V'lo hodu lo chachamim. But the sages said that Rosh Hashanah is not treated as 2 separate days, but it has one distinct Kedusha that applies over a long day. It's as if it's one long day with one level of holiness. Now the sages would agree to Rabbi Yehuda of a Yom Tov Sheni Shel Golut, of Yom Tov outside of Chutz La'aretz, where the second day is misafek, is from a doubt about what day it really truly is on the calendar. In that case, there would be 2 separate levels of Kedusha. According to the sages, they would agree to Rabbi Yehuda about making 2 separate Eiruvin. Mishnah Ches Ve'od Amar Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Yehuda said an additional related topic. Motne Adam al-Kalkala b'Yom Tov Rishon. A person can make a stipulation, a condition on his basket on the first day. Ve'ochla b'sheni, and eat it on the second day. What this means is he can say on the first day of Yom Tov, here he's talking about Rosh Hashanah in Eretz Yisrael, but this would apply to the 2-day Yom Tov we keep out of a chumrah, out of a stringency, out of a suffix. In Chutz La'aretz, he could say on the first day, if this is Yom Tov, then I'm not taking a tithe. But if it's not Yom Tov today, then I'm separating a tithe. As we learned, we don't separate Meiser and Truma. We can't separate tithes on a holiday or on Shabbat. So here he's saying if it's not a holiday, I'm separating the tithes. And then the second day, he can eat it if he separated the tithes. But on the second day, he's got to say, if today is Yom Tov, I'm not separating the tithes. But that means yesterday wasn't, and my separation yesterday was good. But if yesterday was Yom Tov, then today this separation is a valid separation, and then he could eat it right away, because in any event, he has separated tithes on a weekday. V'chen beitza, the Mishnah continues, also an egg, shenolda b'rishon, ta'achol b'sheni. You could eat it on the second day. According to Rabbi Yehuda, if an egg was laid on the first day of Rosh Hashanah, you could eat it on the second day of Rosh Hashanah, because in his mind, it's 2 separate Kedushot. From Safek, we keep 2 days. V'lo chodu lo chachamim. Again, the sages did not agree with him, and again, that's legabe Rosh Hashanah. By Rosh Hashanah, it's Yom Arichta, it's one big Kedusha, according to the sages, but by Yom Tov Sheni in Chutz La'aretz, they would agree to him, so it's quite relevant, and we're going to learn more about this in Masechet Beitza. Chag Sameach Rabotai, be well.